Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. We are thrifting this week for our Halloween DIYs. So come along to the thrift store with me and let's see what we can find. So I'm home from thrifting. Let me show you what I found. If you saw my birthday vlog where I thrifted for my birthday, I went to the same thrift store along with a bunch of antique stores. I found a very, very similar Christmas tree to this one. And so when I saw this one for, I think the same price, I'm pretty sure I paid $15 for the other one, I had to grab it. So this isn't part of the Christmas or the Halloween stuff, but I had to show you. This is, I don't know what it is. The reason I got this is I want to do the little ghost trend where you see yourself in the glass. Here, let me pop that out. Okay, so it's a poster, right? But it's a picture of Morocco or Egypt or something that have these really pretty archways. And I just thought, how cute would it be to have a little ghost poking here, poking there. And I wanted to put it on a landscape or something, and I couldn't find anything in the thrift store. There was like hardly anything today. Everything was large flowers and like really just not stuff that this would work for. But I saw this in this same Walmart style frame in two different thrift stores. So I said, okay, that's a sign. And it was only these are going to be, so these were $4. So instead of two, I think I have some of these, but I'm using them for something. And then this one was $2. So $6 all total. But these are gonna be a cute DIY Halloween decor. I think potion bottles. I'm not sure what potions, I don't know. For that same cauldron, I wanted to have active. Found this old, you know, veil. I'm not gonna put it on my head because it's probably gross. But I'm gonna take the veil part off and kind of bunch it up and make it look like smoke. So this was, let's see that. These two things aren't for Halloween decorations, but they're so cute. And it's very similar to this bowl. I have this bowl that I found right here. And if you can see that, it says Delft. And I have a blog post how I made some of my own Delft inspired tiles to go around my fireplace. I decorate with this blue all throughout the bottom of, like the bottom level of my house. So I love the windmill. And then next to it was this pitcher, or not pitcher, what is this? Pepper grinder. And I thought these were all gonna look so cute together in my kitchen. And the last thing is this lamp. I saw this and I'm sorry, I instantly thought candelabra. So I'm gonna remove, see, You can take these off. I'm gonna move these and see what I can do. And then we might be able to get it to light up, but if not, it's okay. I'll just cut the cord, take all of this off, and I'll either keep this part or we'll put some candlesticks in it and make it really spooky looking. So the first DIY I want to do is I'm going to take this print and add some fun little ghosties around it. And so I'm going to take some antiquing glaze and that big sponge and just water it down a little bit and add a really weathered look to the print. I love the picture, but it's a little too bright, but we want it dark and spooky because ghosts don't hang out in bright places, right? So I'm just dabbing on my aging mixture and I mostly wiped it off, but it gives it the effect that I was going for. And then, believe it or not, the only paint I could find in my house that was white was some wall paint. So I put it in one of my extra little paint pens. I got these for my lazy painting hacks video. If you haven't seen that, I will put a card here. And it was kind of perfect for freehanding these larger ghosts, but I did use craft brushes for the ones that were a little smaller, and I'm just kind of putting them around wherever I think they will look cute and filling them in, and then later I'll add some eyes and you'll see how it turns out. Next, I found this fabulous lamp and it just screams candelabra to me. So I'm going to cut the cord and then we're going to do a little bit of surgery. I feel like I was operating on Lumiere the entire time that I was dismantling the lamp, but it came apart really easily. There were just a bunch of long screws holding it together, and I'm even able to use different parts to cover that hole in the middle where the cord was being housed. I'm just going to put this finial there after I've taken everything apart. I was going to use these white parts, but I end up changing my mind. And so I'm going to add a little bit of grip to the whole thing by giving it a coat of spray paint. But first I'm going to take off this little plaque at the bottom, and then I'm just going to spray paint the whole thing in a gold metallic finish, and then I'm going to age it a little bit with some more of my antiquing wax. I would just kind of layer this on, wipe it mostly off, let it dry, and then kind of build up the layers to give it an aged look, and that did the trick. Our last DIY, we're going to make some potion bottles. So again, we're going to use some antiquing glaze, this large sponge, some more craft brushes, and then these bottles that I found at the thrift store. These are slippery, so we need to give the wax something to stick to. So I'm going to give these a rough sand with some medium grit sandpaper. They should look something like this. Then just dab it on. I found it easiest to kind of stick my finger in the opening at the top and twist it around to dab on, and then I would set it aside to let it dry and move on to the next one. The dirtier the better, in my opinion. and this makes them look really old and aged, like they've been sitting on a witch's countertop or in her kitchen for 200 years. I'm making some custom labels with, I'm just kind of freehanding some labels with some butcher paper and a Sharpie and some cursive writing. I did eyeballs, dragon scales, and I think essence of newt. I really was just making things up as I went along, but if you don't want to get this creative, you can order some from Amazon. I will link some below, or I do have a blank template on my blog post, which I will also link below when I have written it. And you can always print out those and make your own labels in Canva. My printer is not working, and that is why I did this. So then I'm going to put them on with some Mod Podge. I'm first using it to glue them to the bottles once they're dry, and then I'm sealing them and making sure they don't come up by putting them on top. And if you do handwrite your labels, be careful because the Sharpie could still run with the Mod Podge on top. But I also kind of just globbed it on there. It makes it just, it adds to the effect. And then once it's all dry, I did add a little bit more of the antiquing wax over the top of the labels to again make them look like they've been sitting by a witch's cauldron for 200 years or more. Here's a bonus DIY. I'm not even really sure if I like this, but I took the veil off of this old headdress and stuffed it into this cauldron-like pot that I already had and tried to make it look like the cauldron was active and billowing. And then I put the potion bottles next to it. I still don't know if I like it, but I wanted to share it. But that's it from me today. I hope you have gotten some inspiration on how you can take something old and make it new again. As always, thank you so much for stopping by the mansion, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.